I'm almost 100% sure they had to CGI de-age Charlize Theron for this because there's no way she's still that young. Like, she was old when I was a kid. Or maybe I'm just thinking a monster. Anyway, it's not fair. I don't get CGI de-aging. Atomic Blonde, directed by David Leitch, starring Charlize Theron, James McAvoy, and Sofia Boutella. Okay, it's been brought to my attention that David Leitch had a background as a stunt coordinator, and it fucking shows. These are some really well choreographed action scenes, on par with John Wick, if not maybe slightly better, just because of the variety to it. Like, John Wick was a white guy in a suit killing a bunch of other white guys in a suit. This was a bit different, which I like. I think I might be a neophile. I definitely like this movie. It wasn't the strongest of stories that it could have been. A little too much double crossing and backstabbing it was a bit predictable in that regard, except for the last double cross. Not the first last double cross at the end, the last one. I didn't realize she would be American. I guess I probably should have seen that coming. And at first I was a little off-put by all of the different musical choices they had. It was almost like Suicide Squad levels of music changes. I wasn't sure if that was a good thing, but they cued it with some kind of visual cue, pushing a tape deck, whatever other people did in the 80s to make music happen. They at least had that as a cue, so it wasn't like Suicide Squad where it was just a trailer the whole time. It at least made sense in world, in universe. So I can't really fault it for that. I liked it. I liked a lot of the music they did. I like synthesizers or whatever that 80s instrument is that makes that music I like. I don't know a whole lot about music, so I'm really just spitballing off the top of my head here. And for David Leitch being a stunt coordinator, he has a real good eye for color. Like, this had some real solid red and blue moments, and like just the atmosphere of Berlin had like this grayish green thing that you would expect from a Soviet type thing, but it used the neon and like especially with the overlays using color for that spray paint. It was real punk rock, and I liked it. I liked that a lot. I liked the aesthetic of it. It kind of did for the 80s what Kong Skull Island did for the 70s. Exaggerated the parts I like and played down the bits I don't like. What I was a bit worried about, because I had heard on the radio, like a regular human radio, that it wasn't good. And I was worried about that until I actually sat there and watched it. And like all of the plot problems and story problems were completely overshadowed by the intense action and just the strong performances from Charlize Theron, and James McAvoy was clearly channeling a lot of filth into this. And Sofia Boutella, they kind of missed the point of Sofia Boutella. She was good, but she's a physical actress. I was hoping that she would fight somebody. She didn't actually really fight. She struggled a bit against Charlize Theron, and then James McAvoy just choked the shit out of her, garrote-wired her. And as for the lesbian love part of it, I really liked it for two reasons. One, it was a gay relationship, which I don't get anywhere near as often as I feel I should. I'm told that 10% of the time people are gay, but movies haven't quite got that. And the other reason is that it was actually a love story. It wasn't just, oh, these two chicks are going to make out for the service of a dude. It was, they did it for their own reasons, and I really like that. I can't remember what the name of that test is. The Bechdel test? Or am I thinking of Alexis Bledel? Bechdel. I think this will definitely pass the Bechdel test. They weren't just talking about James McAvoy the whole time. They did a little bit, but not in a romantic sense, which I think is the key to that. They had Toby Jones and John Goodman doing their Toby Jones and John Goodman roles, and I can't fault them for that. But Eddie Marsan was really interesting to me. He pulled off a unique German accent. I think that's the key to doing a foreign accent in a movie, is don't go for a stereotypical one. You got to tweak it so it sounds natural. It's like I saw the trailer for The Darkest Hour, the new Churchill movie, and J.K. Simmons was doing a British accent, and it was unique. It didn't sound like how you'd expect an American to fake a British accent. Kind of like when House came onto the scene, and I didn't know Hugh Laurie was British because he was doing an American accent that no British actor had really done before. Now it's just everybody's go-to American accent, thanks Benedict Cumberbatch, but it's better than what it used to be. Just rolling really hard into the R's. So yeah, I really like this movie. It wasn't the best movie I've ever seen, but there's 100% more of a chance that I'll buy this than John Wick just because of the female protagonist. That, and I liked a lot of the songs in here. I gotta look up the one from the trailer, put that on my iPod because that was good. Alongside the obligatory 99 Luftballons, they also had a German version of Major Tom, which I really liked. And it was cool because it was the second time in a week I've seen a movie that had a version of Major Tom playing in it. That was actually probably my favorite part of Valerian was the construction of the City of a Thousand Planets to that David Bowie background. So yeah, I highly recommend this, and I'm sweating balls. I need this summer movie season to end because I am hot.